Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0 for my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and but beautiful ideas of dry or some welding project for beginners or welding project design and craft ideas, especially design and craft ideas I talk about in my video. Uh, and dear audience, if we talk about a craftsman in welding proceeding or welding procedures, metal welding project, then a craft or trade is a pastime or an occupation that requires particular skills and knowledge of skilled work. So, in a historical sense, particularly the Middle Ages and earlier, the term is usually applied to people occupied in small scale production of goods or their maintenance, for example, by thinkers. So, the traditional term craftsman or design man is nowadays often replaced by artisans and by craftsperson in different clay. I also prescribe or any paper crafting or different other clay, also a metal or different other. So historically, the most specialized crafts with high value products tended to concentrate in urban centers, and their practitioners formed a guild. The skill required by their profession and the need to be permanently involved in the exchange of goods often demanded a higher level of education, and craftspeople were usually in a more privileged position than the peasantry in societal hierarchy. So the household of artisans were not as self-sufficient as those of people engaged in agricultural work, and therefore had to rely on the exchange of goods. So some crafts, especially in areas such as pottery, woodworking, and various stages of textile production, could be practiced on a part-time basis by those also working in agriculture and often formed part of village life. So when an apprentice finished their apprenticeship, they became a journeyman, searching for a place to set up their own shop and make a living. So after setting up their own shop, they could then call themselves a master of their crafts. So this stepwise approaches to mastery of a craft, which includes the attainment of some education and skill, has survived in some countries to the present day. But crafts has undergone deep structural changes since and during the era of the Industrial Revolution. So the mass production of goods by large scale industry has limited crafts to market segment in which industry modes of functioning or its mass produced good don't satisfy the preferences of potential buyers. As an outcome of these changes, craftspeople today increasingly make use of semi-finished component or material and adopt these to their customers' requirement or demanded. Thus, they participate in certain divisions of labor between industry and craft. So, nature of craft and design skills, the nature of crafts and design metal skills, and the process of its development are continually debated by the philosophers, anthropologists, and cognitive scientists. So, some scholars note that craft skill is marked by particular ways of experiencing tool and materials, whether by allowing tools to recede from focal awareness, perceiving tools and materials in terms of their practical interrelationship, or seeing aspects of work that are invisible to the untrained observer. Other scholars working on craft skill focus on observational learning and mimicry, exposing, however, learner visually pairs the movement of experts. So certain researchers even de-emphasize the role of the individual craftsperson and designers, noting the collective nature of crafts understanding and design understanding, are emphasizing the role of materials as collaborator in the process of production. So, dear guys, if we talk about the classification of these, there are three aspects to human creativity. One is art, crafts, and science, and fourth is I also differently prescribe a design. So, roughly, arts relies upon inviting sense, vision, and expression, craft upon sophisticated technique, and science upon knowledge. So, handicraft is a traditional main sector of the crafts. It is a type of work where useful and decorative devices are made, or decorative and designing of metals or other different metals for earning purpose are different beginners learning procedure and learning process by hand or by using only simple tools. So the term is usually applied to traditional means of making good. The individual artisanship of the item is a paramount criterion, and such items often had cultural and religious significant. Items made by mass production or machines are not handicraft goods. So the beginner of craft in areas like the Ottoman Empire involved the governing bodies requiring members of the city who were skilled at creating goods to open and a shop in the center of town. So these people slowly stop acting as a subsistence farmer who created good in their own home to trade with neighbors and begin to represent what we think of as craftspeople today. So, beside traditional goods, the handicraft contribute to the field of computing by combining craft practice with technology. For example, in 1968, the Apollo 8 spacecraft's core memory consisted of wires that were woven around and through electromagnetic cores by hand. So the core rope memory they created contained information used to successfully complete the mission. So crafts and design in welding procedures have become a subject of academic study. For example, Stephanie Bunn was an artist before she became an anthropologist, and she went on to develop an academic interest in the process of crafts and design. So she urges the what happened to an object before it become a product is an area worthy of a study. So the art and craft movement uh, also used to describe artistic practice within the family of decorative art that traditionally are defined by their relationship to functional or utilitarian products. So, dear audience, I think that my video and my craft and designs idea much inspired you, and you seen it in keen and interestingly. So, if my video and my idea interesting you so much, then subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.